guys, good afternoon from Surakarta, also known as Solo or Surakarta Hadiningrat. And today we'll be going to a shopping centre called Solo Paragon. And here we are in the traffic jam because Surakarta is a major city, so it's common to have traffic jams. And finally, we've arrived at the shopping centre of Solo Paragon. It's the largest shopping centre in Surakarta. And this is my lunch. I'm having barbecued squid with honey. And this is what my mum is having. Barbecued carp or ikan mas. And this is an Indonesian vegetable, kangkung. And this is my cousin.
Hello.
My mum's niece and her husband.
The little one?
This is my cousin's daughter, Nadira.
Say hey. Hi, gitu. Hello. She's eating ice cream.
Yasmin, what are you drinking?
Coffee.
Coffee with ice cream.
Yes.
Is it strong coffee? Kopi keras?
Really. Just like coffee latte.
It's just like cafe latte.
Right.
And my cousin is waiting for her fried rice, nasi goreng. This is my cousin, and she's eating nasi goreng fried rice. Itu nasi goreng apa?
Seafood.
Seafood fried rice. We're on the motorway in East Java as we're heading to Telaga Sarangan, which is a lake on the highlands on a plateau. This is my second time on the motorway in East Java. Not on the motorway, but on a motorway. The first time was in 2017 between Surabaya and Malang. And this is the junction where we are getting out of the motorway and we're heading to Telaga Sarangan. And over there, that's a big bus. And this is the toll gate. And finally, we've arrived at Telaga Sarangan, a lakeside town on the plateau. And behind me is a small restaurant a small eatery. It's getting colder here. It's like in England. Pak, nyun sewu Pak, ini satenya daging apa?
Ayam ada kelinci aja. Ini ayam.
He's selling satay, chicken satay and rabbit meat satay. That's what he said. Menawi Hotel Kintamani, sang pundi arahipun saking mriki ngiwa napa nengen?
Belok. Ini dari sini belok kanan. Entar pinggir telaga belok kiri.
Nggih, Pak. Matur nuwun. And finally, we've arrived at our hotel, which is called the Grand HAP Kintamani. On that side, we can see the lake. Here I am now at the town centre of Sarangan. Behind me is the main street, or the high street. It's equivalent to a high street in England. And behind me now, over there, is a lake. This is the high street. Guys, good afternoon from Telaga Sarangan. This is the lake. It's called Telaga Sarangan. Mboten Bu, mboten. Mboten Bu. On that side we can see a small boat for tours around the lake. And this is the main street of the town. This is the market of the town of Sarangan, the lakeside town. This is a hotel. Yet again, you can see shops, because this is a market town, a lakeside market town. Another hotel. We're on our way to a village called Wonomulyo, which is the highest settlement on this plateau. This road is a winding road with steep hills upwards and downwards. The long and winding road to Wonomulyo. over there, there's a settlement. On that side we can see a mosque with a green painting. We're getting nearer to the village of Wonomulyo. It's the highest settlement in this plateau. The roads are a little bit bumpy. On that side it's the forest, and also on the other side. And that is the village of Wonomulyo. This is the entrance gate. We've entered the village of Wonomulyo now.
Setelah 150 meter, tujuan Anda nanti berada di sebelah kanan.
It looks like in the Himalayas with mountains. Well, this is a mountainous area. This is the village of Wonomulyo. And this is the main street, the main settlement. And here is the main street which leads us to the view of the entire village from the top. But we're not going straight ahead over there. We're going over there.
Di sini lurus sama ada plakat dulu. Yang naik ya.
Oh, nggih.
Nggih, Pak, matur nuwun. This is the village alleyway. And this is someone's house. And from here we can see the entire village from the top of the hill. And you can see all green tropical paradise. It's a lush tropical paradise. Look at this! It's all lush and green. It's all nice and tropical. It's a tropical paradise. Well, this is the view of the entire village of Wonomulyo. Monggo, Pak. Over there, that's the vegetable fields. And this is a settlement. The hike up the hill is exhausting, very exhausting. These are Edelweiss flowers, maybe, I think so. And over there we can see the forest. And this is still part of the settlement. It's very exhausting. And this is the point, Highland Wonomulyo. And this is the view of the entire village from the highest point in this village. It's very cold up here. It's just like in England. Look at all this. It's all nice and green. It's a tropical paradise. And over there we can see the vegetable fields. And this is the flying carpet. Over there we can see the settlement. It's still the same point. We're still in the village of Wonomulyo. Luckily enough, we have found the flying carpet. Well, this is the highest point in this village. You see the sign? It says Highland Wonomulyo. This is the view of the entire village. And this red carpet is the flying carpet. It's cloudy now. It's getting colder. There's British weather here, cloudy and cold. And now we're going down, back down to the village.
What village?
It's the Wonomulyo village. It's not that exhausting because we're going down. This area is home to many steep roads, very dangerous. And over there we can see a view of the entire village. We're going back down to God knows where. This road is very steep. It's very dangerous. One of the most dangerous in the world, maybe. Again, we're going past a road with steep hills, upwards and downwards. It's very dangerous. just left the town of Parang, where we had our lunch, our late lunch.
Terrible.
And now we're going back to our hotel in Telaga Sarangan. It's nearly sunset. Only a few people are out and about. Yet again, another steep hill upwards. But it's not that dangerous. Guys, good morning from Telaga Sarangan. And here I am now, standing at an ancient site where ancient stairs called punden used to stand. But now it's just a banyan tree, or pohon beringin as we call it in bahasa Indonesia. You can see this sign which says Punden Telaga Pasir. Over there you can see the writing Telaga Sarangan, that great big writing. Over there is the hill. And over there is the local town called Sarangan. And we can see the great big mountain called Gunung Lawu. Nek Gunung Lawu niku teng endi, Pak? Gunung Lawu yang niku.
Ya, Gunung Lawu.
Nggih. Menawi Cemoro Sewu wontenipun
Cemoro Sewu ki Tawangmangu sana, arah sana.
Naik sampai puncak baru turun.
tepi napa mboten? Menawi pos 1 pos 1 Gunung Lawu teng pundi?
Pos 1. Wah, tergantung pedagang mau lewat mana. Mau yang lewat jalur Jawa Tengah.
Cemoro Sewu teng mriki.
Cemoro Sewu itu naik ini. Naik. Ini kan ada jalan naik. Naik sampai puncak toh.
Nggih.
Nanti turun, itu nanti kiri jalan Cemoro Sewu.
And over there is Cemoro Sewu, the starting point where people climb the mountain, the great big mountain of Gunung Lawu. We're still in Telaga Sarangan. Over there we can see the main settlement, because we're still in the same place. Over there is the forest, and over there another forest, and up there we can't see it because it's all covered in fog, is the great big mountain, the majestic Gunung Lawu. And here we can see the great big sign, Telaga Sarangan, the lake to remember. And this is the port for the speedboat. And over there, that's part of the settlement which we are in. This is a small shop This is the main street of the town of Sarangan. This is the main street, or as we call it in British English, is the High Street. This is a restaurant. And over there we can see fog. This is the market. And this is a local shop in the market selling vegetables. And this shop sells fruits. And this is a local gift shop. And this shop sells fruits, oranges, and here I am at the fruits and vegetable stall in the market. These are avocados. This is a local vegetable, pate, small potatoes. This is another local vegetable, jengkol, shallots, beetroots, garlic. Over there, we can see tomatoes, pumpkins, over there we can see cauliflowers, kembang kol, onions. And over there we can see strawberries. These are beans, or we call it kacang merah in Indonesian. And this is the border between East Java and Central Java. We're entering Central Java again. And now we're in the town of Tawangmangu. we're heading to the, what do you call it? The ancient temple called Candi Suku.
Ada mobil sini, aku berhenti sini aja dulu.
Setelah 400 meter, belok kiri.
The road towards Candi Suku is very dangerous and very steep. Candi Suku is located not very far from the town. We're heading to an ancient temple called Candi Suku, which is not very far from the town of Tawangmangu. The road towards Candi Suku is very dangerous and very steep and very narrow. We're on the long and winding road towards Candi Suku.
Belok kiri. Kemudian, belok kiri.
Lihat situ dulu.
Belok kiri.
Belok kiri.
And finally, we've arrived at the ancient temple of Suku, or Candi Suku, as we call it in Indonesian. This is an ancient Hindu temple which dates back. And finally, we've arrived at the ancient temple of Candi Suku. It's an ancient Hindu temple which dates back to the era of the kingdom of Majapahit, if I'm not mistaken. It's said that the ancestors of the people of the island of Bali comes from this part of Java. And here we are in Candi Suku, an ancient Hindu temple. This temple was built during the 15th century, if I'm not mistaken. This looks like the pyramids of Chichen Itza in Mexico. But this certainly is not a Mayan temple. Not at all. We're still in Indonesia, we're still in Java. Over there we can see stones representing something. I don't know. Maybe I should ask an archaeologist. And here is the stairs, the ancient stairs called Bunden, indigenous Indonesian architecture, which is used to build this ancient temple. It's very difficult. Not really, because it's not a mountain, it's 100% man-made. Over there we can see statues of maybe Hindu gods and goddesses. Yet again, statues, rock paintings, there's another statue, maybe of Semar. This is the main temple, and this small stone is not allowed to be climbed. We're entering the main temple, or the main altar. Here it says the maximum limit of people who can enter the main temple or the main altar is 10. We are here at the, what do you call it? Little Chichen Itza. And finally, we've arrived at the top of this temple. From here, from the top, we can see the view of the archaeological site, or the ancient temple. And over there is the view of the settlement of the local town called Tawangmangu. Guys, we've arrived at the Kamuning tea plantation. Over there we can see a settlement. Over there is the tea plantation hill. It's the largest tea plantation in this area. Look at all this! It's all tea! It's all nice and green. It's a tropical paradise. We're going up to the so-called Teletubbies Hill, on the hilltop, which is on the tea plantation. Over there we can see the sunset. And finally, we've arrived at the Teletubbies Hill, the so-called Teletubbies Hill. And finally, we've arrived at the so-called Teletubbies Hill. And this is the reason why they call it the Teletubbies Hill. Over there is the majestic mountain of Gunung Lawu. Look at this! It's foggy. It's very cold up here. It's just like British weather, English weather. There's a British weather in this tropical paradise. And in front of me, you can see the great big writing which says the Hill of Teletubbies. It's a tiring journey up the hill. We're going down from the Teletubbies Hill, the so-called Teletubbies Hill, and we're going back to the town of Tawangmangu for our hotel. We're still on the tea plantation hill. Over there, it's a small shop. We're having dinner at the restaurant next door to our hotel. And I'm having gudeg, which is a delicacy from this part of Java. Gudeg is from jackfruit, tofu, chicken, cow's skin, and eggs. And this is my dad's meal, which is also gudeg. The same. Exactly the same. Guys, good afternoon from the Candi Manggung, which is an ancient temple dating back to the 13th century, during the era of the ancient Hindu kingdom called Singosari. These statues are statues of, I don't know, I'm not sure about that, but these statues date back to the era of the kingdom of Singosari. This is the main part of the site. This site is still used for people from the island of Bali for worship, for prayers. This is another statue. And over there is a great big banyan tree which existed since the 19th century. This temple was built during the Singosari era as a temple, as an unfinished temple. This unfinished temple was built like this, like what we have now, because the king wanted to build the temple here, and he was in a hurry because he needed to return to the capital of the kingdom, which is now in East Java, or precisely near the modern-day city of Malang. This site nowadays is still used for a traditional ritual called Merti Desa, Bersih Desa Dukutan, which is a traditional ritual held every 7 months. And for this year, it was held in March, then it will be held in October. This is another statue. Maybe it's a statue of the Queen of Singosari, maybe, I don't know. This temple is called Candi Manggung because its name comes from the Prime Minister of the ancient Singosari Kingdom, who is called Tumenggung Narutama. These are the stones which lay the foundations of this unfinished temple. Kalau yang ke atas itu kemana, Pak?
Itu akses ke kebun warga.
Candinya cuma segini ya, Pak?
Iya, cuma ini.
Kalau turis-turis dari mancanegara suka ada nggak yang kesini?
Ada, tapi nggak banyak.
Kalau yang di sini patung siapa?
Itu ada yang mencurigai itu ada Bima.
Siapa?
Bima.
Bima Pewayangan.
Ya. Itu diindikasikan Bima. Kalau yang sebelah itu Durga, Dewi Durga.
Dewi Maut ya, Pak?
Yang sebelah itu Tumenggung Narutama.
Kalau yang Tumenggung Narutama itu yang besar ya, Pak?
Ya, yang besar, terus yang kecil ini Dewi Durga. Soalnya belum ada kajian, jadi cuma perkiraan.
And now we're at the motorway service area 456 kilometers away from Jakarta. And this is the first ever motorway service area in Indonesia to have an overhead bridge. This motorway service area was the one that I visited last week on the way to Surakarta. And now we're going home to Jakarta. We're in a motorway service area 389 kilometers away from Jakarta. Here are small food stalls. We can see people eating. This is a gift shop. This is another food stall. guys, we're at a motorway service area about 100 kilometers, I think so, from Jakarta. And we're getting nearer to Jakarta. And that's it for today. See you in some other location.